Remember that ridiculous AI-generated story where Le Seraphim had the Death Note and L teamed up with me and a bunch of weirdos to try to stop them and I died and then Scooby Doo randomly showed up?
I be the boss, give me the sauce, baby.
Well, brace yourself, because we're going back into ChatGPT for the epic continuation of the ridiculous, weird AI universe of stuff that doesn't make... The world is still reeling as the case of Le Seraphim and the Death Note makes headlines in every country. In Albuquerque, however, the DEA has bigger things on their mind. There's a new kingpin in town, a mysterious meth manufacturer known only as Heisenberg. Every lead on the case has come to a dead end, and the DEA's best agent, Hank Schrader, has realized they're going to need help to catch Heisenberg. Unbeknownst to him, Heisenberg is actually his brother-in-law, Walter White. Hank sits down with his superior and discusses the possibility of bringing in all the world's best detectives for the case. He proposes bringing in the Mystery Inc. gang and their loyal dog Scooby Doo, who are no strangers to unmasking ghosts, as well as the famous genius detective L, who has never failed to solve a case.
Chief, we're at a dead end with Heisenberg. We need some outside help. I've got an idea, hear me out. We bring in the best detectives from around the world.
Are you talking about those meddling kids and their dog?
Exactly. The Mystery Inc. gang has a knack for solving mysteries. They're experts at unmasking ghosts, so maybe they can unmask this Heisenberg too.
And who's this L you're talking about?
L is a genius detective, Chief. He solved some of the most challenging cases the world has ever seen. If there's anyone who can catch Heisenberg, it's him.
All right, Hank. This better not be some wild goose chase. Bring him in. But remember, this is the DEA, not some cartoon show.
And so, Hank Schrader sets out on a mission to recruit the Mystery Inc. gang and L to help catch the elusive Heisenberg. Meanwhile, Zorak Ramon and Moltar Ramon have been enjoying their time in Cameroon. They become local celebrities, with Zorak's punk rock music gaining popularity and Moltar's skateboarding stunts captivating audiences. One day, as they're preparing for a live performance in the heart of Cameroon, they notice a peculiar figure lurking in the shadows.
Hey Moltar, do you see that?
Yeah, man. Looks like someone's up to no good.
They approach the mysterious figure, only to discover that it's none other than Heisenberg himself, donning his trademark pork pie hat and sunglasses.
So, I hear you two are the new big shots in town. You think you're untouchable, huh?
Zorak Ramon, never one to back down, smirks.
We don't know who you are, man, but we won't let you ruin our show.
Heisenberg chuckles ominously.
You have no idea who you're dealing with. I am the one who knocks.
Suddenly, the ground beneath them begins to shake, and a giant kraken emerges from the nearby lake, towering over them all.
What the heck is that?
Oh, just a little something I cooked up in my spare time. You mess with me, you mess with the kraken.
The absurdity of the situation doesn't faze Zorak Ramon and Moltar Ramon. In a bizarre twist, Zorak whips out his bass guitar and starts playing a catchy tune, hoping to pacify the monstrous creature. Miraculously, the kraken seems to respond to the music, swaying its tentacles to the rhythm. Moltar, not one to be outdone, skateboards around the kraken, performing daring tricks that temporarily distract the monster, allowing them to make their escape. Meanwhile, back in Albuquerque, Hank Schrader has gathered the Mystery Inc. gang and L for a briefing on the Heisenberg case.
All right, gang, we've got a serious case on our hands. Meet L, the world's greatest detective. And these are the Mystery Inc. folks and their dog, Scooby Doo.
Like, hey, ma'am, how's it going?
We're always up for solving mysteries, right, gang?
And with L's expertise, we're sure to catch Heisenberg.
And don't forget Scooby. He's a great detective, too.
Ruh-roh, we've got a mystery to solve.
L observes the group with curiosity, while Scooby Doo and the gang eagerly prepare for their next adventure.
I must admit this is an unusual team of detectives, but I trust Hank's judgment. Let's get to work.
Just then, as the crew strategized, Hank's friend Steve Gomez, also known as Gomi, runs into the room.
Hank, you gotta see this, man. Apparently Heisenberg has been spotted in Cameroon, and there's a kraken too.
Cameroon? Heisenberg in Cameroon? And a kraken? What the hell is going on?
L, always the calm and composed detective, interjects with a thoughtful expression.
It appears that our case has just taken an international turn. If Heisenberg is in Cameroon, then Zorak Ramon and Moltar Ramon may have encountered him.
This means we get to go to Cameroon. Let's split up and search for clues. Daphne, Velma, Scooby, and Shaggy, you come with me. Elle and Hank, you can team up, and Zorak and Moltar can help us navigate the local scene.
And what about the kraken?
We need to find out if Heisenberg has anything to do with summoning that creature. Let's investigate.
The teams split up, each taking on a different aspect of the case. Fred and his group set off to explore the lake where the Kraken was spotted, armed with their trusty mystery machine. Meanwhile, Elle and Hank team up, determined to get to the bottom of Heisenberg's international activities and how he's involved with the Kraken. Zorak Ramon and Moltar Ramon take Mystery Inc.'s gang to the heart of Cameroon's music scene, where they hope to gather information about Heisenberg's whereabouts. As they wander the bustling streets, they encounter street performers, artists, and even a dancing hippopotamus wearing sunglasses. What? Huh? What? What? Huh? What? The Mystery Inc. gang, known for their knack for getting into hilarious situations, find themselves in a comical dance-off with the hippopotamus. Shaggy and Scooby, in their typical fashion, showcase some impressively groovy moves.
This place is nuts, but it's also kinda awesome.
Yeah, man. I never thought our journey to Cameroon would turn into a crazy adventure like this.
Meanwhile, Elle and Hank gather intelligence from local law enforcement, trying to figure out Heisenberg's activities and connections to the area.
Elle heaved up with some crazy cases, but this takes the cake. A Kraken and Heisenberg in Cameroon? This is one for the books.
Indeed, Hank. This is an unprecedented case, but I'm confident that we'll find the truth.
Meanwhile, in a hidden lab in the heart of Cameroon, Heisenberg, whose true identity is that of Walter White, regroups, knowing that Zorak and Moltar managing to escape from the Kraken poses a problem. As he's pondering this turn of events, his partner Jesse Pinkman rushes in.
Yo, Mr. White, this is not good, yo. Your brother-in-law Hank is in Cameroon, and Scooby Doo is with him. They brought along some crouching emo dude who's apparently like a detective or something.
Heisenberg, deep in thought, furrows his brows upon hearing Jesse's frantic news. The mention of Hank's presence and the unexpected addition of a crouching emo dude piques his curiosity.
Hank in Cameroon? And Scooby Doo too? This complicates things.
Yeah, man, they're all up in our business. And this emo dude, L or whatever, he's like a genius detective. He's been solving all sorts of crazy cases. We gotta do something, Mr. White.
Jesse, we can't let them derail our operations. We need to stay one step ahead. Gather the remaining supplies, and let's prepare for a confrontation. We'll use our knowledge of chemistry to create a distraction they won't see coming.
Yeah, Mr. White, we got this.
Come on! Yes!
Back with Mystery Inc., Elle, and Hank, the teams regroup after their wild encounters in Cameroon. They gather in a makeshift command center, piecing together the puzzle of Heisenberg's activities. Velma, studying a map, shares her findings.
Based on witness reports, it seems that Heisenberg has been moving around Cameroon, setting up hidden labs in remote areas. But why here? What's his connection to this country?
Elle, intrigued by the information, ponders the possibilities.
It's possible that Cameroon holds key resources or unique circumstances that Heisenberg finds advantageous for his operations. We need to dig deeper.
Just then, Fred bursts into the room, his face lit up with excitement.
Guys, we found something big. We tracked down an eyewitness who claims to have seen the Kraken up close.
The team springs into action, following Fred's lead. They venture into the heart of Cameroon, where an eyewitness promises to reveal crucial information about the Kraken and Heisenberg's connection to it. As they reach the meeting spot, a secluded lake surrounded by lush vegetation, they come face to face with an old, weathered fisherman named Tunde.
You've come seeking answers about the Kraken, haven't you? I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Heisenberg and his dark arts, they are at work here.
Sir, we'll need all the information you can provide if we're going to catch Heisenberg. Do you know how he's controlling the Kraken?
Tunde, his eyes filled with a mix of fear and awe, begins to recount his encounters.
Heisenberg possesses a secret formula, a mixture of chemicals and elements that can bend creatures to his will. It's as if he's harnessed the very essence of the natural world.
Chemistry. So that's how Heisenberg exerts control over the Kraken.
Man, this is nuts. Who could this Heisenberg guy be? I mean, the only person I know who's that good at chemistry is my brother-in-law Walt. Nell, you got any idea?
Elle, the enigmatic genius detective, ponders Hank's question. His sharp mind quickly connects the dots, drawing a startling conclusion.
Hank, it seems that the evidence is pointing to your brother-in-law Walt as the possible identity of Heisenberg. His knowledge of chemistry, coupled with the intricate operations we've uncovered, suggest a high probability.
Walt? No way! He's a mild-mannered chemistry teacher. How can he be capable of all this?
Appearances can be deceiving, Hank. Sometimes the most ordinary individuals harbor extraordinary secrets. We need to gather more evidence before jumping to conclusions, but I believe it's worth investigating further.
So we're really saying that Walt, my friend's dad, could be Heisenberg?
Wait, what, huh? What, huh? What, huh? What, huh? What, huh? What, huh?
It's hard to believe, but the evidence is pointing in that direction.
We'll need concrete proof. We can't let personal connections cloud our judgment.
Right. We need to solve this mystery, whatever it takes.
Indeed. Our focus must remain on the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be.
Hank, torn between his loyalty to his family and his duty as a DEA agent, takes a deep breath.
I'll investigate further. I need to know the truth. And if it leads to Walt, I'll handle it.
Meanwhile, Zorak Ramon and Moltar Ramon, who have been instrumental in navigating the local scene in Cameroon, stumble upon a hidden laboratory while exploring the outskirts of the country.
Moltar, check this out. Looks like some kind of secret lab. This must be where Heisenberg conducts his operations.
Moltar Ramon, his tech expertise kicking in, starts examining the equipment and chemical setups.
You're right, Zorak. This place reeks of meth production. We need to alert the others immediately.
With a sense of urgency, Zorak and Moltar rush back to reunite with Mystery Inc., L, and Hank, ready to share their discovery. Meanwhile, back at the command center, a surprise guest appears, a quirky, eccentric scientist known as Rick Sanchez. What? Huh? What? 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 Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? Okay. A quirky, eccentric scientist known as Rick Sanchez, who just happens to stumble into the investigation through one of his interdimensional adventures.
Who are you?
I'm Rick Sanchez, the smartest man in the multiverse. I heard something weird was going down here, so I figured I'd check it out.
Hey, Rick, we've got a mystery to solve. It's a big one.
The group is taken aback by Rick's sudden appearance, but realizes that his intelligence and bizarre methods might actually be of use in cracking the case.
Like, Rick, since you're a scientist, do you know how we can stop that crazy kraken?
Simple. I'll use my portal gun to transport it to another dimension. It'll be somebody else's problem then. Just a heads up, the portal could lead to a dimension with like a Kraken army or something. Nothing's ever straightforward with interdimensional travel.
Ruh-roh. Sounds risky, Rick.
Everything is risky, Scooby. But it's better than having a giant Kraken terrorizing this dimension.
As Rick tinkers with his portal gun, the gang braces for what could be a wild interdimensional adventure. In a flash of light, the Kraken is pulled into a swirling portal and disappears.
Wow, that actually worked.
Wow, Rick is a genius.
And like really weird too, eh, Scoob?
Yeah, but he gets the job done.
Today we're going to explore the lake. Do you see the lake? Ideal spill! Sweet God in heaven, what the
Meanwhile, in the secret hideout, Heisenberg receives news of the Kraken's disappearance. Enraged and frustrated, he hurls a beaker of chemicals against the wall, creating a dramatic explosion of colorful sparks.
That meddling group of misfits. First the punk rock mantis and the skateboarding tech guy, and now this genius detective team. They've foiled my plans once again.
Chill, man. Alright, we can still salvage this. We still have our secret formula and stuff.
No, Jesse. It's not enough. These detectives, they're relentless. I need something bigger, something more powerful to crush them once and for all.
Like what, Mr. White?
I've got it, Jesse. We're going to create the ultimate distraction, something so outrageous that it will divert their attention and give us the upper hand. We're going to stage a citywide flash mob dance-off. Yes, that's right, a dance-off that will captivate the entire city and draw their attention away from our operations.
A dance-off? Are you serious, man?
Absolutely, Jesse. It's the perfect distraction. While they're busy grooving and trying to outdance us, we'll execute our plan to perfection.
Alright, I guess it could work, but who's gonna lead the dance-off?
You, Jesse. You've got some moves, don't you?
Well, I did take a dance class once.
Perfect. We'll need to gather our crew and start practicing. This dance-off will be the distraction we need to regain control.
As Heisenberg's crew begins preparations for the most unconventional distraction in history, the group of detectives, Mystery Inc., L, Hank Schrader, and even Rick Sanchez, continues their investigation in Cameroon. They've uncovered a series of cryptic messages and clues that suggest Heisenberg's next move. The clues lead them to a deserted carnival on the outskirts of a small village. The group arrives under the cover of night, the flickering lights and eerie silence adding to the sense of mystery.
According to these clues, this carnival seems to be connected to Heisenberg's plans.
Let's split up and search for any signs of activity.
And Shaggy, please don't try to eat any cotton candy you find lying around.
Oi, Daphne, you know me too well.
The investigation at the deserted carnival takes an unexpected turn as the group splits up to search for clues. Velma, Fred, and Daphne explore the dilapidated funhouse. Shaggy and Scooby Doo wander through the eerie midway, naturally finding their way to the concession stand. I thought the concession stand was deserted. What are they? Inside the funhouse, Velma uncovers a hidden compartment that contains a stack of blueprints and chemical formulas.
These blueprints appear to be for a massive smoke machine. And these chemical formulas, they seem to be linked to the secret formula Heisenberg used to control the Kraken.
So the carnival was meant to be a cover for his nefarious plans.
It appears that way. But why a carnival?
Maybe he wanted to draw attention away from the operations while he executed his scheme.
As Velma and Fred analyze the evidence, they hear a rustling noise behind them. They turn to find a figure emerging from the shadows.
Well, well, well. Looks like we have an unexpected guest.
Heisenberg! You won't get away with this.
Just then, a giant wrecking ball smashes through the wall of the funhouse. The dust clears to reveal an unexpected sight. Tom Hanks, wearing sunglasses and a backwards cap, leaning out of the driver's seat of a bulldozer. A bulldozer that has a wreck.
What's poppin', my dudes? Did someone order some destruction?
Tom Hanks? What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just vibing, fam.
But how did you know that we needed help?
Let's just say I have a sixth sense for absurd situations. Plus, I heard my home slice L is investigating Heisenberg, and I wanted in on the action. Also, the bulldozer was just here, so I thought, why not?
You can't keep running, Heisenberg. Your reign of terror ends now.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. You see, I prepared something special.
Heisenberg activates a smoke machine, filling the carnival grounds with thick fog.
It's time for the grand finale, my friends. Prepare to be dazzled.
Suddenly, the fog begins to part, revealing an expansive stage adorned with colorful lights and extravagant decorations. A crowd of bizarre carnival characters, including dancing animals and circus performers, gathers around the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Heisenberg Extravaganza. Prepare to witness the greatest dance-off the world has ever seen.
A spotlight shines on Jesse Pinkman, who stands at the center of the stage, dressed in an outlandish dance costume.
Yo, it's time to break it down, bitches!
The carnival characters erupt into wild cheers as Jesse begins an absurdly over-the-top dance routine, complete with spins, flips, and interpretive dance moves. As the spectacle unfolds, Hank Schrader, L, Zorak Ramon, Moltar Ramon, Rick Sanchez, and even Tom Hanks arrive at the carnival grounds, drawn by the commotion.
What the hell is going on here?
This is undoubtedly the most unconventional distraction I've ever encountered.
Man, I've seen some crazy stuff, but this takes the cake.
Yeah, it's like some kind of fever dream.
I've seen multiverses collapse, and I've never seen anything this weird.
As everyone is talking, Tom Hanks reaches into his pocket, pulling out the Death Note.
Yo, fam, peep this. I got a little souvenir from my boy Ryuk. This is gonna be lit.
Hank Schrader, L, and the rest of the group stare at the Death Note in shock.
Hold up, Tom. You got the Death Note? Are you seriously telling me that we're dealing with this supernatural stuff, too?
No cap, Hank.
Tom, the Death Note is not to be trifled with. Its power comes at a great cost, and its use can have dire consequences.
Yo, I feel ya, L, but we're in a carnival dance-off against the meth manufacturer with a Kraken. It's time to flex these Death Note skills.
Just as the group is discussing the potential use of the Death Note, Jesse Pinkman's dance routine reaches its climax. He pulls off an impressive backflip and lands in a dramatic pose, prompting a raucous applause from the carnival characters and even some of the detectives.
Yeah, science, bitch!
Heisenberg, basking in the bizarre spectacle he orchestrated, watches with a self-satisfied grin.
Impressed, are you? But don't get too distracted by the dance-off. My plans are still in motion.
Rick Sanchez rolls his eyes, clearly unimpressed by Heisenberg's showmanship.
Okay, enough of the theatrics. Let's cut to the chase. What's your endgame here, Heisenberg?
Heisenberg's grin widens, and he points toward the sky.
You'll see, my friends. Behold!
As everyone looks up, a massive blimp decorated with neon lights emerges from the clouds. The blimp features Heisenberg's iconic hat and sunglasses emblem, along with a bold message in neon letters. Heisenberg's Spectacular Showdown.
What the hell is that?
It's a blimp, obviously.
But why is it here? And what's with the message?
Oh, it's simple. This blimp is rigged with an elaborate trap. Once the blimp reaches a certain altitude, it will release a payload of meth-infused glitter.
The gang collectively stares at Heisenberg in disbelief.
Ruh-roh!
That's right. The glitter will rain down on the city, and anyone who comes into contact with it will become addicted to my signature blue meth. It's the ultimate way to expand my empire.
You're out of your mind!
That's it. This is a total bruh moment.
We can't let this succeed. We need to find a way to stop that blimp.
And we can't let Heisenberg get away.
Tom Hanks, unfazed, writes down the name of the pilot of the blimp, causing the pilot to dissolve into dust and sending the blimp out of control. The blimp begins to veer off course, its neon lights flickering wildly as it ascends toward the carnival grounds. Chaos ensues as carnival characters scatter in every direction, and the group of detectives and Heisenberg's crew scramble to avoid the impending disaster.
No! My blimp! Yo, Mr. White, we gotta bail.
Jesse and Heisenberg, along with their crew, make a hasty escape from the blimp as it crashes into a cotton candy stand, creating a spectacular explosion of sugary debris.
Grinding to the ground, not quite to the boring man. Oh, the humanity!
The group of detectives and their unexpected allies, including Tom Hanks with the Death Note, manage to avoid the blast, but the carnival is left in ruins.
Well, that was unexpected.
At least the blimp's out of commission.
What about Heisenberg?
We need to find him before he disappears.
Agreed. Let's split up and search the area.
As everyone disperses to search for Heisenberg, an unexpected figure emerges from the wreckage of the carnival. A person wearing a cardboard box with eye holes cut out, stumbling around in a dazed manner.
What just happened, dude?
Rick Sanchez, with a raised eyebrow, approaches the box-wearing individual.
Hey you! What's your deal?
The person removes the cardboard box to reveal none other than Walter White, disheveled and covered in cotton candy.
Oh, hey there. I seem to have lost track of time and ended up in this mess.
Hank Schrader, arriving on the scene, points at Walter with a mix of surprise and sternness.
Walt, what are you doing here?
Hank? Well, you know, just having a carnival mishap.
Enough games, Walt. We know what you've been up to.
Walter White's expression changes from nonchalance to a mixture of guilt and resignation.
You found out?
L, always the observer, assesses Walter White with a calculating gaze.
Walter White, also known as Heisenberg. Your actions have caused immense suffering and chaos.
I did it for my family.
You've turned into a monster, Walt. You've ruined lives.
Meanwhile, Tom Hanks, still holding the Death Note, watches the interaction from a distance, a contemplative look on his face. The Death Note, a supernatural tool of immense power, has become a metaphor for the unpredictable and often nonsensical turns that life can take.
Yo, life's like a box of chocolates, fam. You never know what you're gonna get. And this Death Note? It's a reminder that power comes with responsibility.
You got that right.
Ryuk, the Shinigami, materializes next to Tom Hanks, his eerie presence sending shivers down everyone's spines.
You humans and your antics. It's been quite the show.
Yeah, well, this show's coming to an end, my guy. I think it's time we wrap things up.
Oh, are you done with the Death Note already? You didn't have much fun with it.
Nah, dog. I don't need it. I've got enough chaos in my life as it is.
Fair enough. If you ever change your mind, you know where to find me.